Hello YouTube! Welcome to my channel. My name is Courtney and this is Courtney in Books. In my absence, I've been very focused on the fact that my new book released on October 15th. I have been working so hard on this book. This is my newest book, Wicked Tides. It is a dark fantasy, enemies to lovers, true enemies to lovers, romance between pirate and a siren. I put a lot of work into this one. I even did the cover art myself, which is actually right here. So this is the original artwork that I did for the cover of this book. And then this is how it turned out after I did all the color editing and things. So I'm really proud of it, and if you guys want to pick it up, if that is your jam, it is available on Kindle Unlimited and obviously in paperback, and it is also available in hardback. And if you want sprayed edges and any sort of artwork or anything like that, it is available on my website, which is down below. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to a author signing where I was an author, and it was called Books in the Desert, and I had a really great time. It was a small, very tight knit little community thing where authors could come out and sell their books and meet readers and meet other authors. I was super excited to be a part of it. It was my first time doing the event. Apparently it was the third year and I'd just never heard of it, so I might be going back next year. We'll see. I'm thinking about it. So anyways, at this event, I brought my fiance, and my fiance, if you didn't know, is the one that got me into reading in the first place. Well, not reading, I have always been a reader, but he's the one that got me into like adult romance. I did not want to read it. I read one book just to try it out, and I think I was like 20-ish years old, and I hated it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was poorly written, and I'm not going to say who it is. If you know, then you know. It made me not want to ever read romance ever again. And he kind of, for years in our relationship, wanted me to read this series by Laura Adrian called the Midnight Breed series. It's a series of vampire romance books, and I loved them so much that I read all of them in a matter of weeks. There's a lot of them in the series, by the way. And I got really obsessed, and I started reading all the romance, and then I started writing romance like a few years after that. So that's a little bit off topic, but anyways, point is, I brought my fiance to this event with me, and he ended up buying something from almost every author at the event. So I am doing a book haul of all the books that my fiance came back with at this event. And I'm gonna talk about all of them with you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive in because there is a lot here and I want to get through it in under an hour. So some of these books I actually picked out myself, and some of them he picked out for me because he was walking around a lot more than I was. And then most of them are books that he picked out for himself or books that he thought both of us would enjoy. So we're gonna start in no particular order with this one. No, this one. These two go together. Okay, so there is swag in a lot of these books. This one says, "Welcome to King's Preparatory." This is King's Preparatory and the Book of Being. It is by S.A. Alba. And I love the fact that I think all of the books that I have here today are all matte covers. And I think authors are getting into matte covers a lot more lately. And one of the reasons I like that is because there's no reflection when I'm trying to show you guys. Like if I show you this, it's just like, it just reflects the light from the, my ring light. So I greatly enjoy these. They're a lot easier to take pictures of as well. Anyways, let's get into it. A lot of these I don't remember what they're about, so I'm just gonna read the synopsis. And if you guys are interested in any of these authors, I know a lot of them are indie authors, so they would love your support. I'm going to try and tag everybody in the description below. If I don't, I will try to add them later as I find their like social media and their websites and everything. So again, if you're interested in anything that I am reading to you guys today or showing you guys, please again go and check them out. Support authors. Let's get started. Okay. King's Preparatory and Book of Being. When Rosie Connors, a 14-year-old genius, goes to test an interview at King's Preparatory, one of the most prestigious high schools in the world, she is shocked to discover that there's an entire colony of supernatural beings deep in the mountain ranges and Sonoran Desert of Arizona. Hey, that's where I am. We actually do have supernatural creatures. I mean, like, a lot. As she obsesses over this strange new world, Rosie learns more about the hidden society and the mysterious founder who established the community, James Kingsley. Through her thirst for knowledge and addiction to learn, Rosie's mind leads her on a dark path, and she uncovers a disturbing secret. Someone is attempting an evil, violent ritual and targeting King's Preparatory students in the process. Enlisting the help of her friends, Rosie opens her own investigation to stop the attacks on campus before anyone else is hurt or worse, killed. I'm very interested in that. I wonder if it's, I'm assuming it's young adult, which I don't normally read, but I might give that a try. All right, book 2 in that series. I don't know. I'm assuming that they connect. We'll see. Yes, Rosie Connors. Okay, so these do connect. This is King's Preparatory and the Stolen Power. Sophomore year, out of control supernatural creatures, constant chaos, and a strong likelihood of death. As Rosie Connors starts her second year at King's Preparatory, she is finding the place she calls home less than pleasant, especially as she notices her magic isn't quite within her grasp. Unfortunately, she isn't alone. Other students and even teachers are also losing their gifts, and Rosie has a feeling 2 mysterious newcomers are behind it. When no one believes her suspicions, she searches not just for proof, but a solution to restore everyone's power. Meanwhile, pandemonium ensues as supernatural creatures attack each other around every corner, making her school a deadly battle arena. Can she stop the fighting, possibly killing, before it is too late and the school is shut down? Interesting. I also really like the covers. I'm loving that cover art is kind of coming back now, because I know for a long time cover pictures were all the rage, and I'm loving the cover art. Okay, we have a lot more to get through, so I'm just gonna move on. Okay, so this is Season of the Dragon, and this woman was sitting right next to me, and actually I have been following her for quite a while because we are both local to Arizona, and I just have not been able to get to the same events that she has been at, so this is the first time that I met her. So obviously I had to get her book, or Alex had to get her book because he came back with stacks of books every time he left, and I'm pretty sure I told him that she was local, and so he got this book. Anyways, this is Dragos Primary, Book 1, Season of the Dragon by Natalie Wright. Quen wasn't born to save the world. She was created to destroy it. Quen is, I hope I'm saying that right, Quen is cursed with a second shadow soul. Sensing the oddity within, animals run from her, an untenable trait in a herding culture. On the cusp of her 20th year, Quen is at risk of becoming Pesha, no one. Then a dragon kills her father. The murder turns Quen's life upside down and dashes her hope for an honorable life. As her anger grows, so does her untapped power. Fueled by a quest for vengeance, she joins a vigilante group of mages and rogues hunting the beast. But her journey soon reveals a terrible truth. Her battle prowess has caught dangerous eyes, and now she has become the hunted. At the end of her journey, her fate will be sealed. Can Quen overcome her curse and unite her warring souls, or will her shadow soul consume her and everyone she loves? The fate of her homeland and all she loves hangs in the balance. I'm excited about that. I like that. Moving on. Okay, so I know this was Alex's choice because he is very, very big into Lovecraft, and so am I, but not as much as he is. He is very knowledgeable. He's read a lot of Lovecraft and Lovecraft spin-offs and stuff from the Lovecraft universe. And obviously this caught his eye because Cthulhu, Madness from the Sea, Cthulhu's Lure. That is the bookmark that came with it. And so this is a very small book. And this is by Jonathan T. Cross, Madness from the Sea, Cthulhu's Lure. Frances never imagined her journal would become a gateway to madness. Filled with visions of a tentacled deity, the passages weren't meant for her husband's eyes, but secrets have a way of clawing their way to the surface. Once Donnie uncovers Frances's journal, he tries to salvage her sanity and their marriage. Yet Frances slips further into the abyss, finding solace in an online community of followers who revel in the details of her otherworldly encounters. When a cloaked visitor unveils Frances's intimate link to Cthulhu, a connection that transcends time, validation becomes an obsession. Frances resolves to awaken the ancient creature who beckons her, plunging herself and her followers into the heart of a modern nightmare. To reach Cthulhu's Isle, Frances must unite her devoted followers with the elusive Cthulhu cultists on a perilous voyage to Erlier. we're just gonna hope that I said that right. I mean, to be honest, if it's a Cthulhu or if it's a Lovecraftian word, I don't think I've ever said any Lovecraft words right. And to be honest, no one's saying Cthulhu right either, because it's got like a weird like alien accent to it that we are apparently incapable of doing. In this dark odyssey, deception, betrayal, and unspoken horrors await, echoing the chilling legacy of Lovecraft's original masterpiece, The Call of Cthulhu. I am interested in that. Oh, and it's done, it looks like journal style on the inside, which that reminds me of, if you've ever read World War Z, I know that there is a movie about World War Z, but it's not anything like the book, because the book was just a collection of like journal entries, news articles, and stuff like that. So it kind of reminds me of that. I like that. That's interesting. We have not even made a dent, you guys. We got so many books. Okay, so this is Succubus. Backseat Tour 2006. Succubus. That is funny. And I have a ticket to the Succubus. This is by SC Mendes. And yeah, interesting. It looks like another novella, which I love because novellas are really easy for me to read with a busy schedule. Sinners and saints must be equally vigilant. On June 6, 2006, 3 friends entered a pact with a succubus. The demon would be their unseen band leader, projecting his dark and divine inspiration into their fertile minds. Their fingers would dance to the demon's tune, their breath would fill with its words, and their music would cast a spell over listeners. In return, the women would fulfill the demon's need for sexual energy with willing spirit spouses. Both parties agreed. The mothers were cherished, and Succubus was born. That's what the website claimed. But it was just a gimmick to sell tickets, or so Lisa Hummer thought. After her brother gets a backstage bus pass, she isn't so sure. A strange woman warns them the succubus has marked Danny for more than sex, and it isn't long before Danny goes missing. Following the clues, Lisa uncovers a trail of chaos wherever the band plays. Lisa can't be certain if there's a nefarious plot or if it's simply a bizarre series of coincidences. Is the succubus real, or is it all in her head? I like the really vintage look of that cover too. Very cool. So moving on, this is Burning Magic, Sisters of the Harvest novella book 1 by CJ Singh. I remember going to this booth because I remember she had these really cool character artworks up with all the books, next to every book, and I literally zoned in on this couple and I was like, I want this book. So I really like the artwork. So the use of magic is forbidden in my realm. Witches and warlocks are ruthlessly hunted down and executed. For those of us gifted with such powers, using them openly would be akin to courting a death sentence. I've never been one to destroy or live carelessly, but when I saw a little girl lying broken beneath carriage wheels, I knew only magic could save her, even if it meant my freedom. With wrists bound in iron to negate my magic, a tall, powerful stranger saved me from the king's hunters, except my release came at a terrible price. Now injured, my handsome savior can only be saved by magic. Huh. Burning Magic is the first installment of C.J. Singh's Sisters of the Harvest novella series, each a fast-paced, wildly exciting romance. Okay, that was short and sweet. We're gonna move on to these 2 books. And I actually followed this author before I even went to this event, and I don't think I even knew that they were gonna be at the event, or maybe I did, I can't remember. Anyways, I was actually interested in these before he even got these, so I was kind of excited, and this came with a lot of swag too. I am pretty sure that these are all from this book series. These were just floating around in the box that I had with all the books in it. This also came with, it looks like 2 bookmarks, with really pretty artwork. I love the cover art on all of this. Okay, so the first one, I'm assuming this is the first one, and they might not even be connected, to be honest, I don't know. This is The Fey Hotel by Vermillion H. Baine. Book 1 of the Haunted Creatures, Haunted Places standalone series. Okay, so I think they're the same series, but they are standalones. That says nothing about, oh no it does. Okay, anyways. A mysterious inn hidden away on the western coast of Washington has asked for help. In a world where the modern meets the magical, Avalon has learned to assume dangers lurking around every corner. As a seer, she often uses her power to ease her paranoia, but she fails to foresee that Eldon, a grumpy and handsome innkeeper and her new employer, is much more than he claims. Eldon only wants to restore his late mother's inn to its former greatness, not to deal with the bossy woman he hired to do the actual restoring. He has other duties to deal with, like guarding the entrance into the fairy realm that hides behind his inn. Avalon and Eldon both have their secrets. Unfortunately for them, they accidentally learn what the other is hiding and are forced to work together to not only save the inn, but to save everyone they've grown to love. Alright, so, and this has, it looks like, overlays? Yes, it does. I love that. One day I will add these to my books as well. So the inside of this book is really, really pretty as well. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Next, so this also came with a bunch of swag, it looks like. Artwork, which is really, really pretty. I don't know who the artist is, but I love it. Okay, so this is the other one by Vermillion H. Baine, and I believe it is in, yeah, it is in the standalone series. And it is The Academy of the Dead, again with a really, really pretty cover. In a world where the modern meets the magical, Maddox Abernathy is the sole necromancer in a family of green witches. After attending a special college for necromancers, Maddox returns home to recover from burning out after her finals. When her academic rival Atticus Blackwell finds her 5 years later and offers her a chance to return to academia and uncover a lost page of the Book of the Dead, Maddox knows she can't refuse, even if she can't stand him. Even if Atticus wants to put her brutal past behind them and become, of all things, friends. But some things are meant to stay in the past, to stay buried, and this book may be one of those things. Yeah, I'm pretty interested in these. I'm excited to get into them. And again, this one does have overlays that are really, really pretty on the inside of the book. So these are really gorgeous books. If you like paperbacks, I would get them. They're nice. Okay, so this, I remember talking to this author because we actually sat across from each other all weekend, and this event was so tight. Like, the fire marshals would be very mad if they walked through. It was tight, and so everyone was kind of forced to be friendly, and she was right across the aisle from me, and we were just talking constantly because we were just forced to like stare at each other the whole time. But anyways, she had a lot of books, and they were all very feel-good romance from what she told me, because I do a lot of dark stuff, so we were kind of joking around the whole weekend about like if people, that we would redirect people if they came to our booths, and like if they didn't like dark stuff, I would direct them to her and vice versa. She had this really, so her banner was actually this guy right here, if it focuses. This like sexy nerdy man in a kilt, and so that definitely caught my eye. Okay, so this is Cursed by Bandits by Stephanie K. Clemens, and it is in the Once Upon a Curse series, which I believe is a collaboration that she did with other authors. So if you go on Amazon, you can see a lot of covers like this that look the same, but they're like different colors. So it is a collaboration with other authors, and I am interested to know what the other books are about. But anyways, this one is Lady by Day, Bandit by Night. For 6 years, Lady Rowan of Lockersley looked forward to the day she'd return home to the picturesque village of her childhood. But when she and her friend Lady Jane rode into the village, what they saw was anything but picturesque. Not only had the village fallen into poverty, but Rowan learned that her beloved father, Laird of Lockersley, was dead. With the help from her band of friends, Rowan devises a plan to take back the money her uncle stole through excessive taxes on the villagers under the dark of night and act the perfect lady by day. That is until her uncle announces that she is to wed the victor of a tournament held in her honor. Rowan knew she would marry, but believed it would be her choice, marry for love or duty, not as a trophy given to a stranger. Rowan knows she belongs to her merry band of bandits, especially the one who stole her heart. But she can keep her secrets hidden from her uncle long enough, but can she? I can read. Can she keep her secrets hidden from her uncle long enough to save her village and her future? Can she save her people before she's handed off as a prize? Will her heart lead her to duty or to the arms of her fellow bandit? And when masks fall away, which Rowan will remain, the lady or the outlaw? So it seems very Robin Hood, which is exciting. It does say Once Upon a Curse series, so I wonder if they're all like based on fairy tales or something. But I'm excited about that. Okay, we made a dent. We're about halfway through. This is, so I actually did not talk to this author, but my fiance did, and she apparently describes this as Bridgerton in space. And I love my aliens, so obviously I am intrigued. This is book 1 in the Protegre Brides series. I don't know what that word is. And it is called Summer by Katryna Lalock. The Protegre School for Human Women provides the best human brides to the richest alien families in the universe. For a very reasonable price, you too can purchase your own human bride. Oh my god. Summer was given 2 choices after her arrest: the Dedo Death Prison or the Protegre School for Human Women. Summer is a lifelong thief, so escaping a silly school pales in comparison to some of the heists she's pulled off. But Protegre is no normal school, causing her plans to shift. When she's purchased as a bride in 3 years, she'll make her escape at long last. Summer's plans are interrupted when her betrothed catches her attempting to flee. Eoric Vestenhoff has no plans to marry, and he promises to help Summer escape. With the help of his sister, Janelle, they devise a plan that ensures both Eoric's and Summer's freedom. Janelle is beautiful, smart, and Summer's biggest foe. What is it about the alien that makes her drop her defenses and forget herself? Why does she bring out that side of Summer? And why does she make Summer want to stay? Okay, next is On Stolen Tides by K. Lalock. And I don't know if this is the same author. It's kind of, I've never heard that last name before. I did not actually visit this booth. If that is not the same author, like if it's not her alias or something, that is a coincidence. From escaping an arranged marriage to working with pirates, how much wilder can Lydia's life possibly get? Great Rexon won't stop until they've conquered the known isles. Lydia's father, arguably the nation's most respected admiral, is determined to be on top when that happens, even if it includes marrying off his daughter against her will. The next thing Lydia knows, she's sneaking onto a ship to return home, striking a deal with the feared pirates known as the Night Spirits to pay her way back. Luckily, their second in command, Laufitu, seems to endorse her bargain. And it doesn't take long before she and Lydia start exchanging more than knowledge of the known isles. Falling in love with a pirate was never on Lydia's agenda, neither was aiding them in stealing from her father's friends and enemies. By the time they make sense of their growing connection, tragedy strikes, forcing Lydia to make a tough decision. But nothing could have prepared her for the true reason behind their piracy and what that means for Lydia's way of life. I am super into pirates right now, obviously. I just released a pirate romance, so I'm actually super excited about that. Okay, Hexes and Exes, also by Katryna Lalock. I have no idea, I'm gonna look up if these are the same people. K. Lalock and Katryna Lalock. I want to say they are. Anyways, Hexes from Exes is a standalone, it would appear, and it looks like this. Revenge comes in many forms. This time, it's a smoking hot demon. When a quintet of angry ex-boyfriends gathers to exact revenge on Stephanie, a pentagram that they prepared summons Rick, a revenge demon they had no idea would appear. A revenge demon named Rick. It's very intimidating. Determined to ensure she feels the pain she caused them all, the exes task Rick with making Stephanie fall in love with someone she can't have. But hexes, like love, can sometimes take a turn, and Rick soon discovers that Stephanie isn't quite the monster her exes have made her out to be. The magic-depleted demon realm thirsts for curses like these and the magic they bring, but even that doesn't stop a love-scorched revenge demon from using his discretion in doling out Stephanie's curse. Except Rick's discretion may quickly transform into temptation. Or worse, a forbidden love that could threaten far more than just his home realm's magical reserves. I like that. That's it. That seems funny and exciting. Okay, so the next one is this. This is the first buy of the weekend. I remember because my fiance has had 2 Harleys in our relationship, and he used to ride a lot with his dad. His dad was part of a motorcycle club, and I believe they tried to start a motorcycle club together, but it just never stuck. But he still has the vest. But anyways, he didn't know that motorcycle club romance was a genre, like a whole genre. And so when he found out, he saw these books and he was like, well, I have to give it a try. So he went and talked to the author and he got his very first motorcycle club romance. So this is The Chase by Ruby Bloom, and it appears to be a standalone in a Black Coyote's MC series. And I don't read a lot of motorcycle romance myself, not that I don't like it, it just never really like comes up. A betrayed biker, a haughty attorney. Can they turn and fight for what is theirs, or will they just keep running away? I am getting to the point where words are not making sense to me. Okay. Colt thought he had it all. Freshly released from a stint in prison, his next move is to get back to his motorcycle club and return to his live fast, die young lifestyle, until he realizes he's been brutally betrayed. He thought he was returning to his position as president of the Black Coyote's MC, but it isn't his MC anymore. Usurped from his throne, he's now a wanted man, a broken shadow of his former self. All he can do is turn and run. Until a sassy, spoiled, all too familiar woman steps into the fray, April thinks her life is all sewn up and sorted. Little does she know her hidden connection to the dangerous outlaw MC makes her a target too. When their paths cross and they find themselves in a deadly chase against the MC, nothing will stop him from protecting April from the MC's grasping claws. But the chase requires more strength and courage from him than he fears he can give. Can he find it within himself to fight for what belongs to him, even if it means fighting against himself? Can he outrun his own demons that hound him? When an unconventional way out presents itself, can he rise from the ashes and take the road he fears to tread? Or does he just keep running? I don't think he'll keep running. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. And these are all signed too, so this is really an awesome collection. What does it say? Zenerdy, my first customer for my US debut. I hope I've got motorcycle stuff right. Thanks so much, Ruby Bloom. That's cute. All right, we're actually making a dent here, guys. We're actually getting there. Okay. This is Curse of the Soul Collector by Cara Blaine, and it came with a bookmark. When a prince appears on a witch's doorstep, lost and injured, she opens the door and invites him in, but she is determined that her heart will remain tightly locked and he will never have the key. He's gonna get the key. In a kingdom where magic evokes both awe and fear, Alma's rare magical affinity causes the witch huntress to descend on her family, forcing her to abandon all she knows. For a decade, Alma conceals herself, estranged from a world that misconstrues her powers. Prince Lorenzo grapples with the duties and expectations of his position, including the expectation that he marry a princess. In an attempt to appease his royal parents, he embarks on a rescue that strands him in haunted woods, injured and alone. Okay, I'm already intrigued. This is right up my alley so far. Fate, or I'm pretty sure I picked up this book. That is why. This is very much, I talked to the author and this is very much something that I want to read. Fate or misfortune guides Lorenzo to Alma's sanctuary, where a fragile bond blooms between the prince and the wary witch. Yet societal strictures and Alma's self-imposed barriers threaten to sunder them. Their hearts yearn to travel a forbidden path, but it is not to be. Lorenzo's inevitable departure and Alma's subsequent capture shatter their tentative hopes as well as Alma's heart. While Alma grapples with her grief as well as her magic, she also must face her long-held guilt about the death of her parents, and amid deceit and disloyalty, Lorenzo confronts the ultimate dilemma: duty versus true love. Yeah, I'm excited about that. All right, we're almost there. We only have 3 books. Let's go. Blood Tithe. This was absolutely Alex's pick. He saw this, which I guess you can read chapter 1 if you go to this little QR code. But he saw this and he really, really liked the artwork, so he picked up this. This is Blood Tithe, a Gothica novel by Tony Fuentes and C.S. Kading. Monsters are real. Monsters are real. For Lyric Wax, who dreams of a future as a historian for the Grand Archives, this chilling truth becomes a haunting reality as she navigates her Verdad, a perilous path to adulthood, to find her place in the Imperium and prove herself. She sets out on a journey beyond the safety of familiar walls. Her destination? The mysteries that lie beyond the great gates of the Imperium of Crafex. What begins as a simple errand to a safe shrine quickly transforms into a horrific ordeal. Lyric, along with the irritable Inquisitor Jalen Cortez and his partner Esperanza Boyorquez, I was gonna try and say that cool, and then I realized I have no idea how to pronounce that. Must traverse treacherous realms of darkness and confront terrifying certainties hidden beneath the surface. Will she emerge triumphant, armed with the knowledge of the world's buried secrets, or will she succumb to the ghastly fate that awaits those who delve too deep into the mysteries of the unknown? The answers lie in the shadows she must bring to light. They weren't supposed to be real. That is a really pretty cover again, and I'm excited to read that to you. Okay, so this is Cursed by Brent Miller. That is his biography, which is on the top of the back, so I just started reading that. But he is from Tucson, Arizona. That's cool. We have another local. With his life now divided between myth and reality, Garrick Elliott struggles to learn what it truly means to be human. As a fledgling lycanthrope, Garrick battles his own dark thoughts and the encroaching threat of hunters, as well as the ever-growing willpower of the beast within. Despite those around him accepting what they are, Garrick desperately clings to a hope of one day returning to his life as a normal teenager. His obsession with ridding himself of the wolf may just be the drive he needs to find a cure, or the fatal error which puts him and his pack in danger. As he vies for control of his own mind, Garrick questions if fighting his affliction is worth the sacrifices he must make, or if he is destined to live the rest of his life cursed. All right, last book before the box. Okay, so this is that's the bookmark that came with it. That goes in the swag pile. This is Mark of the Fallen, book 1 of the Foxglove Chronicles by Jessi Chaulk. There was something else in here that said Foxglove Chronicles that was like a character sheet. Oh, this one. So this is a really cool idea. I think I'm going to steal this idea for the next time I do a show, because I like that you could see the characters as they are envisioned by the author. So that's really cool. Okay, Mark of the Fallen. The kingdom of Trilithia is in chaos. The royal family fell 17 years ago, and since then, an evil mage named Aaron has taken over the kingdom, and with his cruel army, the Shadow Guard. In Cass's village of Everloom, though, things are great. Though she longs for adventure and to help rid the kingdom of its villainous tyrant, she has her brothers, her ma, and her best friend. She couldn't be happier, but one day the Shadow Guard show up at her village and her world comes crashing down. Will she be able to overthrow Aaron and take back the kingdom for its people? So that is Mark of the Fallen. I like it. There's a lot of adventure books in here, like a lot of fantasy adventure books, which are awesome. Okay, last but not least, I have a book box, which if you don't know, I love book boxes. If you send me a book box, I will make multiple videos on multiple platforms showing an unboxing because I love them. It's like Christmas. Anyways, let's go. All right, so everything is kind of shaken up because I've had this for a while. This is the box, and it comes with all kinds of cool goodies. Okay, so first of all, artwork. I love artwork. That is huge for me. Wolf's Blood, Plague of Shadow Brook. It's kind of hard to read. It's really small. But anyways, that's really pretty. We have a temporary tattoo, a pin, which I think is really cool. I used to obsess over pins. I used to put them on all of my purses, and then I started getting like really pretty purses that you can't put pins on. But back in the day, the strength of the wolf is the pack. The strength of the wolf is pack. Nice. Lots of wolves. My fiance is obsessed with wolves. Keychain, which says, I am wolf. Quietly I will endure. Silently I will suffer. Patiently I will wait. For I am a warrior and I will survive. That describes my fiance, so that's going to him. Oh, it smells really good. And it's written in a really cute little thing. That is so cute and so teeny tiny. I love that. And then the book itself. Big, it's a big one. Oh, and it's got sprayed edges too. The first glossy book of this entire video, by the way. The first glossy cover, but it seems to be doing okay. I'm holding it in such a way where you can't see the glare on it. Okay, so this is Wolf's Blood, Plague of Snowbrook by Meagan Poetschlag. I really hope I said that right. Okay, let's get into this big boy. Oh, it's got maps. We love maps. Wolves, a Plague, a Secret Destiny. 19-year-old vegetarian Claire Wilson and her parents suddenly move away from their cozy apartment in San Diego to find themselves in the rural forest town of Snowbrook, Oregon. Rachel Wilson, a microbiologist from the University of San Diego, has been hired to help the town research a deadly disease that was killing off endangered animals on the wildlife reserve. Dean Wilson, Claire's father, was offered a promotion to a detective position at the town's local police station. So Claire is now stuck tagging along for the ride. Soon she began to make friends with the mysterious local Aiden Wolf, who helps her get her bearings around town. He and his family try to mostly keep to themselves, for they risk exposing a dark family secret and also themselves to the deadly plague. Claire's dreams soon become haunted by a black, blue-eyed wolf who saved her life in the forest, and she begins to get herself caught up in the secrets of a dangerous existence. Why would a wolf bother to save her life? What was the true cause of the deadly plague? Would she survive this place long enough to return to the life she loved back in San Diego, or will her fate leave her and her loved ones as bait for the wolves? So, that's it. I have gotten through all of the books that I got at this event. I've gotten through all the swag that I got. I got tons. There's a lot of books in here that I'm really excited to read. But that was it. I am gonna have to clear off a bunch of space on my bookshelf in order to fit these on my bookshelf. My bookshelf is very small. So yeah, I will be doing that for the rest of the day. Again, please go check out the authors. If you haven't already, they will be linked below. At least all of them that I have the information for will be linked below. Please go and support them if you are interested in reading any of those books. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. If you could comment or like this video, that really helps me out. Anything you do to interact with this video helps me out. I am trying to get to 700 subscribers, and unlike everything I feel like I need to do by myself, I cannot do this without you guys. So if you could hit that subscribe button, share this video, do whatever you gotta do to help me out, that would be awesome. I hope you all have a really, really great day. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!